Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday to you on this December 5th, 2025. TGIF indeed. I've got all of your stories for your rush hour ride home. Hey, it's the holiday season. I hope you mailed it in at work, put a little peppermint schnapps in your hot chocolate. I'm not telling, just, be careful out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do and then some. You guys know the rule for Friday. Well, here it is. We have Candace Owens versus Turning Point USA. This is a real cornucopia of chaos. It features all of the aspects of internet drama that I love. Conspiracies, the right wing imploding, and it's podcaster wars. We love podcaster wars. So Candace Owens says, any place, anytime, I will debate you guys. And they say, bet, let's do it Monday. And she's like, I can't do it that day. But, I will come to Candace's defense. I will come to her defense. There are some shady things going on by Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA, the company that Charlie Kirk was the center of. He found it, right? And of course, the Charlie Kirk show has been run by his leadership after the absolutely tragic death. Now, this is probably the worst case scenario you could hope for if you're a Charlie Kirk fan, because, everyone, talked about his legacy living on. And then you have, Candace Owens asking a lot of questions. But to be fair, more than just asking questions, essentially saying the leadership of Turning Point USA turned on him. They're responsible for his tragic death. Now, could she be onto something? Maybe, but it's a very delicate accusation to make, especially considering the loss of life and all of that, right? So we have to give grace and respect for her pursuit of the truth and also all of the people that lost a friend. Now, I wasn't Charlie Kirk's friend. Like I've said before, I don't know how much I had in common with him, but the one thing I would agree on him with is the strength of our country is built on disagreement, the ability to have tough conversations, and whether you think it was fair the way he was doing it or not. It's like, if you don't like it, do something better. It's like a giant buffet. If you don't like the cranberry sauce, go make something else. Literally. That's what the world should be, right? Good, strong debate and better ideas are rise to the surface, right? All of that jazz. And I believe that with Candace. I believe she has the right to do this, and people have the right to push back. So I'm going to share the full timeline right now because there's a lot to get into with Candace Owens. She responds to Turning Point USA. Then they respond saying, bet, let's do it this day. And she's like, well, how about this? So it's messy. Let's dive into it. Here's Candace Owens' initial response when they said, we're going to do this live. We would invite Candace to join us. Have a listen.
I don't think we're getting the truth. And I do believe that because you are not forthcoming about the information that you have about Charlie texting you guys and saying that he thought he was going to be assassinated that very next day. Okay? The day that he died, Charlie said he thinks he was going to be killed tomorrow, and you guys are sitting on him.
And by the way, I would love to see that text message, because was Charlie saying, I think they're going to assassinate me? Or did he say, I'm going to get killed out there? In reference to maybe another business deal or advertisers pulling out. There's a lot of context I don't have yet, but very interesting to think that we're now finding out 3 months later that Charlie Kirk predicted his death. What?
Information. So I'm the right person. Yeah. I'm the right person to sit across from you and to ask you questions, right? Some things that you told me on that day, they're not adding up. I think the entire world would like to see this discussion. I think you can do it in Charlie's honor. I'll sit there. You pick a place and time. We could have done this today, by the way. You didn't have to read all that. Okay, we all have tech. We could have done a live stream. We could schedule a live stream. We can raise money for Turning Point USA if you promise to answer every question that I have, okay?
So they said, we're going to have all of Charlie's friends here to defend themselves against all of her accusations. And she says, bet, which is what kids say when they say game on. My millennials, we said game on. They say bet. So there it is. It's giving Gen A. I don't know what these words even mean. So here's Blake. He says, the live stream we announced on the show Wednesday has been set. At 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. local time on Monday, December 15th, a collection of Charlie's friends will respond to statements made by real Candace Owens to set the record straight once and for all prior to the opening of America Fest. All right, now this is, so they're doing this as the opening of America Fest. Okay, so I guess this is their way to generate traffic while also combating these claims before they are maybe, public facing, in some sort of event. They say we'll be live streaming from Charlie's Phoenix studio. Our offer from yesterday holds. If Candace wishes to join us in person in Phoenix, she's welcome to do so. She can let us know by the end of the day. Now, I must say, this is a slim window. They're saying, and Candace is a businesswoman. She's got a team. She's got children. And they say, let us know by the end of the day if next week you can fly to Phoenix. Now, Candace has all the money in the world, but she, like I said, she runs a business. And I can tell you from my own experience, when I sign on to have an advertiser, Cash App, Masterclass, when I have an advertiser, I gotta make videos so that I can place the ad in there so that I can receive the pay and pay for my business. It's like keeping my shop open. They're asking Candace to travel to do their show on a date when she would normally do hers. Now, what you can do, the technology exists, is that they can run the live stream on Charlie Kirk's channel, and they can also run the live stream on Candace Owens' channel, and she can read her ads. So that can just work out that way. And by the way, she would crush it. Her advertisers would love that to be the scenario, because it would be like the Super Bowl of conspiracy drama and all of it. And I hate to make a circus out of it, but trust me, the circus exists whether I'm buying a ticket to it or not, okay? So sometimes you just want to see the freak show. Respectfully, the bearded lady, as it were. It's a metaphor. I don't care if you got facial hair as a lady. I say do what the hell you want with your body. You know what I mean? We all got a little extra, follicle on the lip. Don't hide it. Wax it off. What do I care? And that's my whole platform, is do what the hell you want with your body as a consenting adult. I don't care. All right, moving on. So they say this is the time and date. This is what we're going to do. And people are, someone says a few things that people in the comments don't understand. This was posted after 12 a.m. Eastern time. End of day means that she has until midnight Central Standard Time, December 5th. I'm sure that people at Turning Point USA tend to have difficult and busy schedules. Therefore, they must most likely have to plan and coordinate for whoever they plan on having on the show. If Candace actually cares for the truth, then she'll make time to attend. Now, again, that's a little unfair, but we'll give you her response. So they set the date and time. Then she says, kind of weird how you didn't email or call me to ask about times or availability and chose to instead tweet this confirmation out at midnight. Why am I learning about this on X? December 15th does not work in person, and 2 p.m. Pacific is also literally time I do my podcast live. But here's the thing. Again, respectfully, Candace, if you do your podcast at that hour, which your podcast is very much about this specific conspiracy, it's not like they're inviting you on to talk about timeshares. If that's the case, then you should be fine doing what they call simulcasting, where you both share the stream, you get it on your channels, and everyone is happy, at least to the extent that they get a ton of views. So she says this. It doesn't work, but we will happily cancel the daily podcast and we'll join you guys virtually instead for the live stream on the 15th, if that works on your end. Okay, credit to Candace. We're being fair. She said, I'll lock it in. I'll join virtually, which I, as a consumer, would prefer this live in person because of the nuance of confronting the people that you're accusing of very wild things. I think the most brave thing for Candace to do would be to show up in person with her binder full of receipts so that when they make a claim, she can go, okay, let's go to this page. And you might think, well, that's a lot of preparation. Folks, she's claiming that the French tried to kill her, or at least paid the money to kill her. She's made a lot of claims. Those types of claims, if are meaningful, require the types of receipts that back them up. And if she says, listen, I don't have the smoking gun, but I have X, Y, and Z, I think that's fair. And if she wants to do that virtually, that's fair too. I just see a scenario where you're not in the same room. So it's like, no one wants to watch a presidential debate virtually. You want to see them look at each other in the eye, have the notes that they have the receipts that they have, a moderator, and come to it. That's what you want to see. But they're not treating this exactly like a debate. But again, in Candace's defense, you would never see a debate where Trump says, meet me at Fox News on Wednesday, and Kamala doesn't have a chance to say, no, I want to do it this way. But I will say this. In defense of Turning Point USA. If you're Candace Owens and they pull a fastball on you, take it. Take that fastball and show up. I've said this about the Democratic Party. I'm a progressive guy. If you guys don't know, I believe we should tax the ultra wealthy. I believe we shouldn't have, corporate money in single family housings, which is also what Charlie Kirk believed in. And I believe we should have Medicare for all. I believe we live in the richest country in the world, and the middle class is poor. And if you don't believe me, look in the mirror. How many people are thriving right now, right? Anyway, my point is, I'm not trying to lose you out there, that I believe in a lot of things that are great for Americans. And I also believed if like the Democrats were going to have a debate with Trump in the past election, if it was Kamala or Joe Biden, whoever it was, I believe they should have bent over backwards to debate him in any format whatsoever. Turning Point, whether it be on the stage on Fox News or News Nation or OAN, even if they slam you, go meet your audience where they are. And Candace, I say this, should go meet the audience where they are. And if they happen to be in Phoenix, drop what you're doing and get over there. Fly in, fly out. But I understand that that's not fair. But, the world's not fair. So they responded. Yesterday, we made it clear that we would be scheduling a formal response to the allegations and accusations you, Candace Owens, have made. We've decided that response will be delivered during a live stream on December 15th. Thank you for your response, letting us know you will not be joining the in-person conversation. We will be proceeding without you. That right there is snarky as hell. And I'm going to have Candace's response to that and why the internet is upset coming up after a quick word from my sponsors. The holidays are all about finding the perfect gift, but this time of year, not every deal is actually what it seems. Scammers are getting more creative to trick people into sharing their payment info through methods like fake shopping sites and giveaways that are too good to be true. Luckily, Cash App's 24/7 fraud monitoring helps detect and alert you for unusual card activity should someone gain access to your card, so you can act fast if something seems off. You can also lock or unlock your Cash App card instantly right in the app for extra control and peace of mind. Stay one step ahead of scams this season and keep your money secure with Cash App. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real, just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code SECURE10 in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial service platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. The Rush Hour is sponsored by Masterclass. With Masterclass, you can learn from the best to become your best. I actually gifted Masterclass to my brother who was looking for some self-improvement ideas. I gifted him a class about developing good, repeatable habits from Atomic Habits author James Clear. With Masterclass, you get thousands of bite-sized lessons across 13 categories that can fit into even the busiest of schedules. Turn your commute or workout into a classroom. With audio mode, you can listen to Masterclass lessons anytime, anywhere. With plans starting at $10 a month, billed annually, you get unlimited access to over 200 plus classes taught by the world's best business leaders, writers, chefs, and more. There's no risk. Every new membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Masterclass always has great offers during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/rush hour for the current offer. That's up to 50% off at masterclass.com/rush hour, masterclass.com/rush hour. So this is not a good response in PR terms from Turning Point USA. I mean, they should be treating Candace as if it's their best friend. They should be bending over backwards for her. And you might be saying, Dave, why is that? She's made all these crazy accusations about them. Well, they're a brand who relies on their audience. And Candace has a large audience and they're asking a lot of questions. The best they can do is have the humility to do what they need to do to get Candace involved. But essentially they said, you can either come to our show on this date or time or else. And Candace says, I can't make it, but I'll be there virtually. And they're like, well, I guess we'll have to proceed without you. Boo, that's not good. Jimmy Dore says, wow, I knew you'd pull something, and here it is. Everyone, including you, knows that's not how you book a guest on a show. You're supposed to contact them, find a mutually agreed date and time. You don't publicly announce the date before it's confirmed. It's transparently obvious what you're doing here, but you're all shady AF, including all the pastors you're associated with. Nice ratio, by the way. And the ratio refers to the amount of comments to the amount of retweets, or, so a lot of people commenting and not of people, whatever. So to be ratioed, again, another term that's a little before or, past my time. Blake says, of course it isn't how you book a guest. We are not booking a guest and never said we were. We are delivering a response to several months of escalating harassment and lies. She was given the opportunity to join and declined. So here's my response to that. Okay, she's spoken on her channel. You give your response. That will like sort of equate to like the discovery time period, and then do a debate and then speak publicly. Jimmy responds, no, you're not booking a guest, you're ducking a guest, which is obvious. You keep doubling down on your transparently shady behavior, and it's ours and everyone sees through you, which is why you're getting ratioed on your posts. Seriously, nice ratio. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Jimmy Dore here that they gave a shady chance for her to join, and then they jumped on the chance for her to say, oh, I can't join, but I'll do this. So she says, and then you get to Candace's response. Now, this is bad PR for Candace. I know it seems like I'm flip-floppy here, but I'm telling you how this is being perceived. Candace then says, it has been decided by the public the best response for this is for my team to live stream your live stream and provide commentary. Since you already picked our regular podcasting time, we look forward to providing live responses to your once and for all answers. This is why she should have gone in person and like challenged them, because now they're saying, well, she doesn't want to come, so we'll just do it on our own. This is going to be bad live stream. So Candace is going to have to listen to what they say, then respond. My guess is they're going to do like a 2 or 3 hour live stream because there's going to be a lot of voices that need to talk. So then Candace is going to wait and then give her a response. I mean, this is not the way to do it. This is not, and people say, what happened to you pick the time, you pick the place? And again, Candace did offer to join via live stream, which again, you know, if you're going to call them on their bluff, you got to show up in person. So that's where they're at. Andrew Follett said, if you're going to accuse someone of murdering their friend, you don't get to play the victim and claim there's a scheduling conflict. Blake was being generous to you with the option to appear in person, yet you seem afraid to defend your ridiculous position. So I don't think anyone's changing sides here. I think the pro-Candace folks are going to have enough confirmation to say, oh no, she was robbed. They didn't give her a good chance to respond. And then the other side is going to say, well, we gave her the chance to be there. And I agree with Jimmy here that yes, they gave her the chance on a very narrow window, but if you want to be fair, considering how strong these allegations are, you got to give a little bit more of a window there. So I still think Candace should say, you know what, at this point, she should scrap her live stream, show up in person, go in there, do your thing, and not. Now, those that are anti-Candace will argue, well, Candace is ducking them because she really doesn't have much and she doesn't want to face them in person. And whether that's true or not, that's going to play online and she's going to have to deal with that.
I'm going to go live. You guys, let's provide commentary. So while I'm live streaming, I'm going to watch their live stream and we'll answer things in the commentary. Again, that is not addressing any of the conspiracy theories, and that is not addressing anything that she has not provided receipts for at any time, any place, anywhere. So I'm going to have to say, Candace, you're kind of losing it at this point.
And that's how folks are going to feel. They're going to feel like, oh, because my initial thought was, oh man, Candace saying she's just going to give her a live stream response is ducking. And then when you realize, well, she did offer to live stream them in real time, and they said, no, you got to be here in person. So it's not a perfect case of who's right, who's wrong, but TP USA started this on thin ice, and now the ice is shattered. So on that note, I'm giving the win to Candace Owens on this one. Not that anyone cares, but it's a big, I mean, and by the way, Turning Point USA, their future is kind of riding on this. They need the numbers of Candace's audience in order to continue being profitable at the level. They're going to have to start laying people off. They're going to have donors pull out so fast if they don't have, it all comes down to numbers, right? If you don't have enough views, donors aren't going to pay the amount of money they were paying to get, their ads in and all the other, the agenda across. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. My guess is within 1 year, Turning Point USA will either have done a ton of layoffs and scale back, or they're going to completely rebrand and turn into something else. Because at this point, the whole movement was built around Charlie Kirk, and without him, they don't have the charisma. I mean, this Blake guy, and this I'm coming at this from someone who's never consumed any of their content, and I'm telling you right now, this guy Blake doesn't seem to have what it takes to deal with what Candace is offering. Their idea that, well, we tried to get her here and it's just not going to work. I don't think the internet's going to buy that. Well, buy this. What you're looking at right here is my single parent Christmas wish list. Hold on a second. Don't tune out. This is important stuff. I got 15 plus moms out there. Moms that they lost their husbands. Some through one mom, her husband died of a heart attack and they need presents for the kids. Another, she had to leave an abusive situation. There are amazingly meaningful stories here of people that could use your help. Imagine if any of these moms right here received even 5 toy donations from you. That's enough to change the trajectory of their year. I've got Amazon links to every single mom here. Michigan, New York, Tennessee, Florida. I've got Minnesota, North Carolina, England, Washington, Canada. If you see any, and you just peruse them, maybe you could buy a gift for each mom. If you buy a gift for each, you could, for not that much money, if you've got the funds, you could wipe out this wish list so quickly. We're going to get photos and videos from the moms with the presents being opened and the gifts coming in. It's going to be an amazing thing. All of their stories are right here. Link in the description, link in the comment section if you want to see their stories. I've got 5 videos coming out from some of the mothers who sent me a video telling me why they could use help this Christmas season. There's a lot of chaos online. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of hate. Let's be the change. Let's be a part of a community that wants to do something very good. I mean, some of these Amazon gifts are $5, $8, and you could literally buy the gift and it just sends it straight to them and everyone's happy. And the amount of dopamine you'll receive, the amount of feel-good energy you're going to receive from giving, that's the best healthcare you can have, because that's going to really make you feel great. So thank you in advance. Link in the description. Speaking of healthcare, how about this story coming out of Tennessee? Speaking about healthcare, how about this? Representative Tim Burchett, a Republican out of Tennessee, accidentally makes the case for universal healthcare.
I think that what we better do is get an option out there, and I think we need to get the money changers, which is the insurance companies, get them out of the deal. When Trump passed some of his legislation, the insurance companies, their profits drop, their stocks drop. So now they're jerking up the prices on everything. And guess what? Their stocks are going back up again. These $1 million salaries are paying these people at these insurance companies. Here's what the Democrats and the Republicans ought to think about. Get out of bed with these dadgum lobbyists. Get the doctors and the patients in the room and let them work it out.
Hold on a second. He says, kick out the middleman? Listen, we've been advocating for this for years. Literally, the middleman, the insurance companies, are the mob. They are there taking billions and billions and billions of dollars, making MRIs, skyrocketing the price of everything. Doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, they're not the people that are profiting off of this broken system. My health insurance is going to go up $8,000 this year. Do you think these doctors are going to get a nice little bonus? No, it's ridiculous. And on the doctor level, it's hard and expensive for doctors to even become doctors. They need $250,000 in medical debt and then some. They need all of this insurance for malpractice on their end. The insurance companies are robbing us. Yeah, wipe it all out. The best way to do that, we all pay a little percentage of taxes. The ultra wealthy pay the most. You make over $1 million, maybe that extra tax pays for 1,000 people's health care for the year. Imagine that scenario where you get sick, you can go to the doctor early, you get a lump in your breast, you can go figure it out. We're on the fritz and we need a solution, and it does not involve insurance companies. How interesting. So there it is, accidentally making the case for universal health care. Speaking of health care, here's Magic Mike Johnson talks about the Republicans. Hey, guess what, folks? Don't hold your breath, but they've got a health care plan in the works.
Broken. Has been since day one.
Of course.
Do you have the ability to really reform it? I mean,
we have to
do this?
We have to reform it. I wish that we could rip it out from the roots and start over, but
with enough votes, we can.
It's so deeply ingrained, it's sinister in that way, but it has broken the system, and what we have to do is go in and reform it. We have
Boop, no duct tape on this sinking ship. That's the problem. We're trying to put duct tape on all the leaky holes. Sink it like Trump wants to sink all the fishermen in Venezuela. Blow it to pieces. Blow the healthcare system to pieces. All right, no due process. Kaplow, boom, shakalaka, and let's actually do a system that works. Because this whole we don't have the power to fix things. You know what? Honestly, other countries, you know what they do? They demand reform.
Lots of ideas, expanding HSAs, the cost sharing reduction models, reforming PBMs. I mean, we could go on and on. We will. We pull all that together in one plan. We draw consensus around it, and Republicans are on a mission to fix healthcare.
And again, Trump said in his first term, I'm 10 days away from my healthcare plan. He said in the debates, I've got a concept of a plan. You've got full majority. You got the whole government working for you. You're doing nothing but executive power. You got Trump crypto coins making billions. Where's our health plan? In other news, we've got Tara Reid here, guzzling wine in a hotel bar video. Why is this interesting? Well, we covered this story earlier this week, and Tara Reid was, saying she was drugged at a hotel. And again, if you're the hotel, it's like claiming that, someone says you have bed bugs. You want to prove that you don't. No one wants to stay at a hotel where you're getting drugged in the lobby. So she claims, look, I only had one drink and then I was peeled off the floor. So here's the photo of her literally, falling off of a wheelchair. So drunk, and she claims she was drugged, and now the hotel has released this footage of her swigging drinks. Now, you can swig drinks and also be drugged, but if they do have surveillance footage of her drink having never had any Mickey thrown into it, it's a bad look for Tara Reid. But on the same note, could someone have slipped something into her drink when she was off camera and all of that? So there she is, just like the lady at the end of the bar. No one wants to talk. Trust me, nobody wants to talk to this lady. She got a giant fur coat on. She's, swigging the drink on the way out. And then she claims she was drugged. Hey, look, maybe she was. And also maybe she just didn't have enough. I don't know. By the way, this would be a great advertisement for Liquid IV, but they're not a sponsor, so we won't do it. There's your updates, folks. We got all of that for you here. And I'll have more content this weekend. Make sure you're subscribed. This Candace versus Turning Point USA story is not even close to over. So we'll give you those updates when they come in. Stick around for that. Have a good weekend, everybody. This is the part where we say walk out of work, bust those doors down, put those middle fingers up, and go tell your boss to go fuck themselves, unless you love your boss, in which case, give them a nice hug or whatever, but still get that raise. We'll talk to you later. I'm Dave, and this is The Rush.